All right, you ready? I'm going to talk to Leonora. All right. Yeah. So what we do with Primerica is we provide a solution. That solution is it's a complementary financial needs analysis. Now, you guys know as well as I do, complementary. It does not mean it's free, right? Because you know as well as I do, there's nothing like free. So what that means, though, is how we get paid. And I'm sure you guys are aware there's a fee for service built into all financial products. Whether it's a bank loan, mortgage loan, investment product, insurance product, there's fees built in. Well, I get paid for those companies I place business with. That's how I make my monetary dollars. I mean, that's how I put food on my family's table, right? How families pay me, and this is what Hilda was so excited about. But how families pay me is through introductions, leads. My fee is 10 personal introductions. A personal introduction is a name, a daytime phone number, permission to call that individual. They agree to answer my phone call, and they give me 5 minutes on the phone to explain what I do. After 5 minutes, they can hang up. We keep talking. That's their choice. But I do ask for a pretty strong agreement that they agree to answer my phone call. I mean, I've got caller ID, right? And nobody answers the phone; they don't recognize it. So, but I do ask for that agreement. So, but that's how I get paid through the process. Let me show you what I do for families and how the process works. This is called a financial needs analysis, like we just discussed. It's basically like a financial GPS. And I love the way it starts. It says a blueprint for your financial security. Now the blueprint is, I like the way it says that is because a blueprint, you build a financial home just like you'd build a real home, right? In that, if you're going to build a real home, what's the first thing you do? You hire an architect, right? Architect, he figures out your goals, your dreams. He puts a plan in place to hit those goals and dreams. What I do is like a financial architect. My job is to put a plan in place for a family. Now, and quite honestly, there are a lot of parallels in building a real home and a financial home. In that, if you're going to, either one of you, if you're going to build a real home, you would never start with a roof, would you? You never start with walls. You start with what? Foundation. Right, a foundation. A foundation in a financial household always begins with adequate income protection. Why? Because I've got time to get families out of debt, provided they're not 85 years old. You know, we've got time to help them with savings programs, college funds, and retirement plans, things like that. We've got time to do that, provided the income stream continues to come through the door. All right, in most families, man, you snatch a breadwinner out of the picture, you cut off the income source, most families are toast. You cannot overcome it. So you've got to have a solid foundation put in place first. From there, we look at debt programs, help families get out of debt with the most beneficial program, savings programs, and that's just more your retirement look. And my job there is I want to make sure families' dollars are working as hard for them as they have for it in accumulating money. And finally, income management. The first page this is like a financial snapshot. It's called a financial position. And so what I do is and here's the gist of what I do, and this I love it. So here's how it works. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says that on average, 61% of a family's budget goes to living expenses. That's food, gas, cable, things like that, things you gotta have. 38% goes to taxes, debt, insurance cost, and that leaves 1% to savings. Well, so what we believe is most families ultimately, and really unnecessarily, overpay their federal income taxes. They've got too much budget servicing debt, and they overpay for all their insurance costs. So what we do is we sit with families and show them how to legally reduce this piece of the pie, increase the pie for savings without touching living expenses. So we're able to show a family how to increase their overall net worth with no new money coming out of pocket. I mean, how sweet is that, right? And I tell people, if you could sit with a family, show them how to cut their taxes, reduce, consolidate, eliminate their debt, and lower all their insurance costs, how are they going to feel about you? It ain't good, right? And how would you feel about yourself if you could do that for somebody? Awesome. And that's why, man, I tell people, and it sounds corny, but I tell people this is a feel-good business. I mean, people genuinely appreciate it. I've got a phenomenal relationship with Hilda now. What we're able to do for her, and so people really appreciate that stuff. But here's how we do that and how we free up that money, because I ask you a series of questions to determine that. But this is, like I said, a financial snapshot. Shows where the money's going and shows assets, liabilities, gives the family an overall net worth, things like that. Retirement needs,